Greetings, gentlemen. How are you on this Monday evening? And a very, very hello, a very, very hello. There's a good phrase, isn't it? A very, very hello to anyone who's watching this on a replay. Okay. So, good evening. It's Monday. It's 10 o'clock. It's the 17th of April. It doesn't quite feel like spring just yet, but oh well, it can only get better. Let's say hello to a few people. Oh, yeah, and by the way, a big thanks to everyone who's stuck with these troubled times. As you know, my internet is fairly rubbish right now, so 2 weeks to go before my new internet arrives. Anyway, Richard, good evening. Richard, should we talk about the Grand National? What do you want to say about it? Gemini Star, evening, Eddie. Okay, good evening. Sean Young, good evening. Smooth Operator. Oh, that's a cool name, isn't it? What was it? Sade. Smooth Operator. That Sade was. She was a cool woman, wasn't she? I do believe in fairies, so do I. Richard, though, Eddie, you ran out of hot chocolate. I'm glad you mentioned that. I like it. I bloody like a couple of cups of these. It's so good. You have to have another one afterwards, but tasty stuff. Lovely stuff. Paul Hoskin, someone chucked some orange powder on the snooker table at the crucible. What were they cooking exactly? Exactly. Yeah, I did hear about that. Oh, bastards, aren't they bastards? They're always making a nuisance of themselves. Let's talk about something like that. I only just found out what happened anyway about that, but oh, Jesus Christ. Barry from EastEnders. Grand National should be banned. Anyone who judges it should be ashamed. Anyway, here's to a great stream. Hope everyone is doing well. Okay, you're entitled to your opinion, mate. Let's talk about that in a minute. Ivan, good evening, Eddie and Mongers. Okay, good evening. Neil Fleet, go on, Eddie, my son. Okay, so how's the internet tonight? Fairly crap, is it? Okay, the thing is, I can come on kind of scruffy and with that just got out of bed look, and you probably can't see me very, very clearly anyway, so it doesn't matter. Matthew Cartwright, good evening. Sean Harris, nice to hear from you, mate. Fran King, Grand National is fine. Delayed Dave, good evening, Delayed Dave, nice to hear from you. David Coleman, Eddie, just gone 5 p.m. here in Toronto. Yeah, well, it's how's the temperature there? I mean, there's Canada, and you always tend to think it's fairly, very snowy. Is the temperature getting warmer? Because it's not really getting much warmer here. It's a bit warmer. It's warmer than it's 6 weeks when I came back here from Thailand, and obviously, I'd come from the climate Southeast Asia to the bloody ice age, but obviously it's better now. But it still doesn't feel like spring. Simon Bridges, nice to hear from you. Super Stephen, hi Eddie, when are you coming back to Thailand? Well, I'm still, I've had a lot of, maybe when I get in shape and when the time is right, I've had a lot of travel since the beginning of last year. So, I'm in no rush at the moment. The way those bloody flights are. Super nice. Hello, nice to hear from you. Mazza, good evening, Edward. Nice to be able to catch you live for the change, as I'm usually working. Oh, well, good for you anyway. Good for you. You're one of the workers. Good for you, mate. In Thailand, till I die. Hello, Eddie. Good evening. You sorted out Facebook clone. I couldn't. That Facebook clone. What I was assuming if somebody's going to do that with my real face and my real name, then they're up to no good because it's not a joke. They've obviously got something really devious in mind. So I tried to find it and I couldn't find it because he's not going to send me a friend's request, is he? But he did with other people. But I think I did the right thing by highlighting it on Facebook, putting a post out to people, and also making a video on my main channel yesterday. Vent my anger at it. So people know now. So if this bastard, whoever he is, starts, I'd love to know from anyone who's a Facebook friend of mine who managed to get that message, sorry, that friend's request, and actually converse with this person. What exactly did he say? Did he actually say any words? Hi, I'm Eddie. And did he actually do anything like? I haven't had any feedback regarding that just yet. So Big Daddy rump steak. Any nice steaks? Oh, I like it. Big Daddy rump steak. I like it, mate. I like it. Any nice steaks this weekend? I haven't had any steaks, but I mean, the steaks are lovely, but I've actually been having chicken. You know, I've had some really, really nice chicken roasts. They seem to be the ones that have gone down well recently. Oh, that's bloody good. Hot chocolate. Oh, that's lovely, that. Oh, that's lovely. That's nice. David Coleman says there's nothing wrong with horse racing. It is if you lose. Bobby Webber. Hey, Eddie, spring in and San Remo. I had a nice 17 days in Vietnam. Oh, Paul, as well. San Remo that's a lovely little thing. That's a lovely little Italian I don't know if it's a little town or a resort on the coast as you cross over from France into Italy, isn't it? I've been there. It's a lovely place. Spent a night there, stayed in a hotel, had a nice 17 days in Vietnam. Okay, good for you, mate. So Bobby Webber is well travelled, and nice to hear from you. Johnny B, if you lost weight, Ed, I don't. Well, I probably lost a couple of pounds. The problem is that I don't have a set of scales, and I don't really want one because they tend to. If you're thinking of losing weight, you've got a set of scales. You tend to stand on them every bloody day, you know, and be a bit obsessive about it. Whereas, you know, if you stay away from scales, but you think you've lost weight over a period of time, what I tend to find is, you know, after a few months, I'll go stand on the scales and I think, this is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for. This is where, you know, I see how much weight I've lost. And then I stand on the scales and I find that I've hardly lost anything. So, I don't know. I'll tell you when I'll be happy, when I can look in the mirror and I don't see a belly. I can't call it a beer belly anymore. Oh, by the way, it's 2 weeks, 2 whole weeks since I've been off booze. That is I know I've said this before, but that is the longest period of time that I've been away from alcohol since Margaret Thatcher was Prime Minister. Okay? Now, you make what you please with that one, but, you know, that means a lot to me. Gaz77. Hi, Eddie. I've been banned from Tesco's. They have excellent choice. Well, Jerry Smith has anyway. Lol, and I need a new wicket. I'm going to put that on the screen. That's bloody good. That's bloody good. Gaz77. Hi, Eddie. I've been banned from Tesco's. Well, Jenny Smith has anyways. I now need a new wig and dress. You're cool, man. You're a lot cooler than you realise. I'll drink a nice hot chocolate to you guys. The thing about this stuff, you have to drink it when it's still quite hot because it's called hot chocolate, and if you let it cool down, it doesn't quite work. Oh, lovely stuff, lovely stuff. David Martin, nice to hear from you. Vietnam Viking. Morning, Ed. Good news on the no alcohol. I'm 4 weeks into no alcohol and feel better for it. Okay, well done, mate. Well done. Good for you. Let's see. Johnny B, what happened to your Facebook account? Well, not to my Facebook account. I mean, I use my real face and my real name on a Facebook account. And even though Facebook, you know, sometimes it appears to be a load of toss, really, it has its uses. I've had it for a couple of years now. A bit of a late start when it comes to Facebook. But I've had my real name and I'm kind of used to using it. All of a sudden, I woke up yesterday morning and about half a dozen people, Facebook friends, had sent me messages to say they've received a friends request from an imposter, somebody with my face and my name, you know, cloning my account. So quick as a flash, I'd done something about it. I put a post out on Facebook warning people, and I put a little short video out. So at least I'd done something about it anyway. So I think if this bastard's trying it on with anything, I mean, all the relevant people will know about it anyway. Frank King says Grand National is great, but so you won. Boxing 14. Eddie, anything good on Netflix to watch? I can't watch Netflix. I can't watch it because my internet is lousy. When I plug my laptop into the TV, it's the same as the internet is not good enough. I've got to wait another couple of weeks before I can watch Netflix or Amazon again. Matthew Cartwright, cider and wine for me, mate, as usual. Cheers. Okay, good for you. David Coleman, bring back. Don't want to say that too often. Super nice. The internet's suck. Okay, let's see. Boxing 14, the stop oil protesters. I haven't actually seen. I've only got a little glimpse of when he got on the snooker table. And oh, Jesus! I mean, why didn't he do what he did in the olden days? Why didn't he streak? Why didn't he streak? You know, well, especially with a nice, sexy. Why didn't he didn't he take the clothes off and run around naked? I mean, that would have been better. That would have been far more. You know, they used to do that. You don't see that anymore, do you? You don't see it anymore. I mean, it didn't one woman there. Well, one. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yes, a lovely hot chick streak, didn't she? During the bowling tournament, and somebody said that you know all those old guys playing their bowls. It's lucky that one of them didn't have a stroke, and he replied, well, I did try and have a stroke, but she was moving too fast. Okay, anyway, Chris Elms, nice to hear from you. Boxing 14, Bangkok is blazing right now. Good for you, mate. Tom Streeter, your guy looked nice in that video you put. Do you do much? No, not really. I don't really do much of anything other than watch the TV. What's about that insanity? I mean, since I've been back 6 weeks, Jesus Christ, I've been watching a hell of a lot of YouTube. I mean, YouTube is better than terrestrial TV nowadays. There's so much stuff you can get on YouTube now. There really, really is. I mean, some of those car programs. You know, I'm watching. I watch programs, you know, with multi-million pound houses, which I'll never be able to afford. You know, Rolls Royces, which I'll never be able to afford. But some of them programs and the people who present them, I mean, they are so good. They're better than anything on TV. Super nice to Barry Ham, nice to Sean Harris. If National Service was around when we were younger, which of the services would you prefer to serve in? Well, I mean, you know, whatever. I mean, I don't know. You know, not for me, mate. I would like to have served it. Probably the Navy. I think probably the Navy. I think that's the one that I would have done. Maybe I regret not going into the Navy. I think I would have enjoyed that because you know, I didn't realise how important traveling around the world was to me. You know, so I think I would have enjoyed being in the Navy. David Coleman. It was like summer the last week in Toronto. Today I had to put the heat back on. Oh well. At least you've had a nice bit of weather. Simon Bridges, I booked flights to Thailand in December for 620 quid. The price now for the same airline is way up. Yeah, well, last time I glanced at flights, they were ridiculously expensive. Mosul Kenny, what's up, Steady? Hope you're well. Nice to hear from you. Mark Oleg, nice to hear from you, mate. Opal's well with you anyway. How's things in Minnesota? Yeah, you know, is it nice and sunny there? Yeah, we haven't got spring yet in England. I went for a walk this evening simply because the novelty of it being dry, no rain about you. You know what I mean? We had a nice sunny day today. Yeah, I don't mind so much the cold as long as it's not raining all the time. You know what I mean? Good evening anyway, Mark. Nice to hear from you. Gaz77, it was me, Eddie. I'm the Facebook clown. Now you're too. You would have done something much funnier than that. Johnny, yeah, put this on the screen. Johnny B, fake Facebook said, hello, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well and enjoying life. Just checking in. You're keeping safe and staying healthy. Right, well, I wouldn't have said nothing like that. I mean, that sounds a bit crass to me. You know. You say, if that's really what he said, Johnny, okay, if he really said that, my impersonator, let's read it out again. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you were doing well and enjoying life. Just checking in that you're keeping safe and staying healthy, okay? Now, that sounds like the kind of thing that somebody would say before they ask you for something. You know, would you be interested in this latest offer that we have? Let me introduce you to a brand new invention which requires investment. You know, you give me £1,000 of your money and you'll get 10 grand back within a year. Yeah, that's the way that's phrased. That sounds like someone who wants something. I wouldn't trust a bastard. Doesn't sound like me at all. Thanks for telling me that anyway, Johnny. Boxing 14, easy on the hot chocolate, lots of sugar. I only have a couple. I mean, you got to have something, haven't you? Got to have something. Oh, bloody good, that bloody good. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Boxing. Okay, Johnny Bit. Oh, yeah, there's the rest of it. Here's the rest of it. This is this imposter on Facebook. Johnny Bit. No, not Johnny Bit. He's telling me what this imposter said. Johnny B, and good to hear from you as well. I have good news to share with you. Good to hear from you as well. I have good news to share with you. Good news to, well, that's it, isn't it? He's a bloody scammer. He wants your money. He wants your money. He's using my name and my profile, my picture, my glorious face to get you to give him money. He's the sly bastard he is. Good to hear from you. I've got this good news. Presumably this good news is that there's this investment bollocks that's going on. He wants your money. He wants your money. Sure. Sly bastard. Well, I think I've done my bit. I put a post out on Facebook and I put one out on YouTube. So I think I've done my bit. I tried to report them to YouTube, but what was I going to say? I couldn't find it. I googled my own name and my profile pic, and it's just me that kept coming up. Anyway, I mean, I've done it on Facebook. That's what I meant to say. Okay, David Heisenberg, nice to hear from you. Okay, nice to hear from you, mate. Anthony Chinchin, hello, Eddie. Hope you're keeping well. I'm soon off to Thailand. Well, good for you. Anyway, good for you. I won't say. I mean, I won't mention anything that I might be coming into the rainy season yet, because you might be lucky. But good for you anyway, mate. Good for you. You'll still have a lot of fun. Sean Harris. Sean Harris. It was some friends on Facebook who won, mate. They had a friends request from me, but were already friends with me. Yeah, that's the giveaway, isn't it? That's why he didn't send me a friends request. Oh, Oscar, you could join a slimmer club, Ed. Oh, how boring is that? I'm doing okay. I've given up the booze. I've given up the booze, and that is a massive, step forward. I mean, I've given up the booze. I mean, the booze. I mean, I reckon, at least 1,000 calories a day, probably about 10,000 calories a week in calories, excess calories that are taken through the booze. So it's yeah. Anyway, Stephen Campbell, only weigh yourself once a week and always at the same time. Okay. Jason Finch, happy Songkran Day. Oh, I'm glad I'm not there for that. Richard O, chocolate hole, this is very nice too. Ed Finches around the world. I hate the skin you get on hot chocolate as it cools. I know the one that you mean, mate. I think that's called drinking chocolate, that, isn't it? This is Cadbury's. You don't get that with this. You don't get it. You don't get that. I know exactly what you mean, but you don't get it with this one. Sean Harris, is the hot chocolate milky or made with water? It's made with hot water. David Coleman, Eddie, I found that my Filipino. I'm going to put that on the screen. David Coleman, Eddie, I found out my Filipino girlfriend has a husband back home. What to do? As long as you've had your fun, mate. I mean, I wouldn't be bothered. I wouldn't care. As long as you've had your fun. As long as you've had another one in the back of the net, you know what I mean? I think that's, be happy. Be happy, mate. Be happy. Don't worry about it. If she's happy, you know, and if she's happy and you're happy having your fun with a nice lady, then you know I wouldn't worry too much. Yeah, let's see. David Mayer, you look good, Ed. Really? You know, fine. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to have you, David. Sure, now, what do they hope to achieve by cloning Facebook? Well, I mean, I think a lot of these are just knobheads who've got nothing better to do. But after what Johnny B's just told me, and that's the first feedback I've had from anyone who's actually heard from this clown, what it sounds like, it just sounds like from those words that he's after your money. That's basically what it is, and he's using my face and my name to get it. Yes, I'll use my 83-year-old granny's dress and her wigs. I had to use her blue badges for free parking, so I might as well use a dress. Oh, he's clever. He's clever, this guy. He's clever. Paul Oscar, Lisa Dale, streaking yummy. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Someone get them. You get Captain Ahab getting the harpoon out, wouldn't you? Boxing 14, Eddie, which country has the hottest women and least hottest? You can't mention UK. Which country is the hottest women? Well, Brazil. They're fairly beautiful in Brazil, and Colombia. They're really nice. I must admit, the ladies that I've met in Amsterdam. Yeah. I mean, you know, I've been to Bulgaria and Romania, and some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful women there. But a lot of them have left now. You know, to go on to, you know, for Richard Pickens elsewhere. And but Bulgaria and Romania, they're lovely, lovely women, absolutely beautiful. And the least hottest, oh God Almighty, I have to think about that one. I wouldn't pay any attention to the least hottest. Mazza, exactly. If it was a naked lady with a hairy beaver, then fine, but an idiot sim covered in orange paint, give it a rest. Yeah, exactly. Sean Harris, Ed, what's your most outrageous fancy dress costume you've ever worn? I have got a gorilla suit somewhere. I've got one somewhere. I should wear that really in the freezing cold weather because it bloody keeps you nice and warm. You know, actually, I actually did go to a fancy dress party once. I went just, you know, wearing, you know, just my underpants and nothing else. And there was a doorman on this party, and he said, "What?" He said, "You can't come on like that. What? This is a fancy dress party." I said, "I'm in fancy dress." He said, "What the hell are you supposed to be dressed as?" I said, "Well, just write down in your boot that I'm a premature ejaculation." He said, "I can't write that down." I said, "Well, just say that I'm coming me undies." Okay. Let me see. Richard O. Ed, do you watch Tim Newton on YouTube? I have watched him. I like the Tiger. I haven't watched much of that since I've been back in the UK. But I did watch him, and he's a good presenter. And also, you know, also I like the Tiger. I don't know if he's fallen out with him or whatever, but you know, yeah, some good stuff. He is pretty good. Gas 77. Eddie, give me a new woman's name I can use for shopping. Ina Sharples, how about that one? David Mayer, YouTube is much better than TV. It is. I've watched. I mean, I watched a car, you know, a couple of car programs, exotic cars, and I'm not really that interested in that. I wasn't really interested before, but some of those ones on YouTube, there's ones, you know, Car Wow. What's another one? The Straight Pipes. There's one called, what's it called now? Oh, what's it called? Throttle House. Is it called Throttle House? I think those guys are based in Canada. There's one Auto Trader, and those programs are just, they're like Top Gear used to be before it got silly. You know, before like Clark and the boys came along, it was all about them. I mean, I've been watching some of those stuff on YouTube, and Jesus, who needs terrestrial TV when you got stuff like that? Some of those car programs, you know, just absolutely fantastic. But there's also, you know, a lot of other great stuff on YouTube. I mean, I was watching something, and I'm not really into that either, but I was watching, like, you know, regional gangsters, you know, the gangsters of Manchester, the gangsters of this kind of stuff. There's so much good stuff on YouTube. I mean, I really think it's a lot better than what's on TV. Well, let's see. Seamus Doherty, Thames TV have some brilliant documentaries on you. Yeah, there were a lot of really great stuff. Jill, hey Eddie, can you tell my 20-stone wife to hurry up with my dinner? She's probably ate half it now. I guess to me. Hey, Nelly, hurry up with his dinner and don't eat it all on him. Let's see, Mister, nice to hear from you, mate. Mister's put a comment on the screen there. Nice to hear from you. Put question. Okay, absolutely. Fire ahead. Richard, the pollution in Thailand very bad now. Maybe off-putting for some. That's never bothered me because I usually come back from Thailand, round about beginning April, or maybe a little bit more or a little bit less than that. But apparently it gets worse after that. Let's see. Pollution in Thailand very bad now. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Bart Simpson. Hottest women for me, Vietnam and Japan. Vietnamese girls are lovely. Vietnamese women are beautiful. Lovely Vietnamese. I've never been to Japan. Never been there, so I can't really comment on that one. Tamsa. I didn't get the message you put out on Facebook. I wondered if I'm friend with the fake one. Well, I've been on Facebook for a couple of years, Tamsa, and you have sent me messages there. It was only yesterday. This has only happened over the weekend. It was only yesterday that somebody said, "Does someone go?" Because I'll tell you how you tell it's a fake. And then press the profile, and if he's only got a couple of friends and no real content there, then that's a fake, isn't it? So someone's using my, but whatever you do, don't. I mean, if he tells you, that he's got some scheme where you can make lots of money, don't fall for it. Don't get involved in any schemes or money making. Well, Johnny B earlier in this chat gave me a bit of info on what this clown might actually be saying to people. I mean, he hasn't just sent people a friend request. He's actually use words, how are you, and all this kind of stuff. And that looks to me like, the prelude to asking you to take part in some scheme, some scam scheme. So whatever you do, don't give them any money. Don't give them any money. Nice to hear from you anyway, Tamsa. No, Eddie, when you're going to upgrade your internet? What had he told you? He's coming in a couple of weeks' time. It's in the pipe. I've had to wait a long time, but in 2 weeks' time, I should have good internet then anyway. Can't wait. David Coleman. Eddie, what do you think of the 15-minute cities? Why is the UK going so crazy? We'll talk about this again, because there's going to be other stream, but we'll mention that. It's a good question, that one. Ginger Joe, good evening. Sean Adams, they have some decent full-length movies for free on YouTube, especially westerns. Okay, I can't really watch a movie on YouTube, Amazon, Netflix, or anything right now because my internet just does not. So I mean, it's a good job that a while back I bought a replacement DVD. So I've been digging out all of my old DVDs that I've got, and it's been nice watching them, like, because I just can't watch Netflix right now. Ginger Joe, nice to hear from you. Yeah. David Heisenberg, look like I got a video somewhere from YouTube where there is a house that's so big you would have thought it was a massive hotel, but it's a house and petrol profit in Saudi Arabia area. Sounds lovely. Boxing 14, I think Carol Vorderman is the sexiest 62-year-old alive. Women absolutely hate her for it. Oh, she's a good-looking woman. I said, yeah, good-looking. Nothing against it. No, I mean, what is her talent exactly? I think, is she a presenter or is she a general? I think she's one of those. I know she was on Countdown, but don't you think she's one of those famous for being famous people? I think she's one of them. Funny enough, one of the documentaries I watched last night was very, very interesting. I think it was an old Channel 4 documentary about the final the final years of Paula Yates, and she was the classic famous for being famous. But that was really, really tragic, and that was very, 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 very interesting. I mean, that was a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff on YouTube. Bilbao Kelso, Ed, what did he give you? Yeah, Ed, what did he gave you £1,000? You gave it to the wrong person, mate. David Coleman, Gemini Star. No, she has so much money, her own business in Gemini Star. No, she has so much money, her own business in Toronto and back home. Who does? Who does? Who does exactly? Paul Hoskins, 15-minute city. It takes 40 minutes to the massage parlor. Okay. Mr. Slimming, drink apple cider vinegar around bedtime. Quinn FC, I gave him £1,000. I mean, this bloody fake of mine, has earned a lot more money than I am. He seems to be getting the ones with the £1,000 donations. What's this now? The one, Rob. I have 20 million in gold stuck in Nigeria. Send me £10,000 and pay export fees. I'll split it with you. That sounds like deal or no deal. Said deal or no deal. And sorry, mate, but I think it's a no deal from me. Nice try. Where are we now? Let's see. Let's see, Johnny B. Could the imposter be Lisa Dale or the ladyboy that followed you? Well, it wouldn't surprise. Anything's possible in this bloody, this crazy social media world. It really, really is. Ernest Connell, nice to hear from you. I'll put Quinn FC is on. This is him saying this. This is sexist comments of the evening. Okay, I'll leave that on the. No, I won't. No, I won't leave that on the screen while I make another cup of chocolate. Gemini Star, McLaren F1. Nice to hear from you. Christopher Tate, yeah, Christopher Tate. Paul Oscar was offered the foursome once. That sounds bloody good. Hopefully, it was with women. Sean Harris. Whatever happened to streakers? A lot of them bound in the 70s. Unfortunately, a lot of them were men, but there were some nice ones. Remember Erica Rowe, where she's got to knock us out at Twickenham, didn't she? And it was on the front page of the papers. I'm just going to get another chocolate. Whoa. Okay, so let me see. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one. Moto Canny, David Coleman, who's who's Filipino girlfriend, like it was revealed. She's got a husband back home in her own country. David Coleman, stay the hell away from Philippines. The husband could press charges. Rather you knew she was married or not. Adultery is a jailable. You Jesus, you're in hot water there, David. I mean, you know. David Coleman, Otto Kenny, we are both in Toronto. He's way over there. She told me he has. I said, oh, well, that's a bit better, isn't it? That's a bit better. Johnny B, Ed, you seen Jeff Carter and Bandon very fun. Yeah, I watched his videos. A couple of months ago, he was with the McMaster, wasn't he? Yeah, Jeff Carter's a character. Yeah, I did watch him. He's a funny guy, Jeff. Like, really cool. And I've been watching him on YouTube for years. Really, really cool guy. Let's see. What have we got here? David Coleman, Eddie, what do you think of Bali? It looks so beautiful. Okay. I went to Bali about 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, something like that. Okay. About 6 years ago. Yeah. And when I got my YouTube channel going, one of the early videos on my YouTube channel started actually, gaining ground. I made a couple of videos about Bali. And parts 1 and 2, and the title of both of those videos was Bali Sucks, parts 1 and 2. I think I set it up on that one. Let's say, okay, Mr. Adultery is jailable. Let's see. Paul Hoskin. I don't wear underwear. It looks like a snake is loose. I don't wear underwear. It looks like a snake is loose in your shorts. Okay, yours or mine, mate. I hope you're talking about you. Quinn FC, don't get a start on that. Okay. Moto Kenny, David, it doesn't matter. Just out of Philippines and in Canada. She is legal married. I'm sure he is claiming annulment, which is a joke. Be safe, man. Okay. Boxing 14, you should watch Gangland, mostly American gangs, all episodes on YouTube. Yeah, what's some really good stuff. Sean Harris, YouTube is pretty good for finding ways to fix stuff. Managed to change an alternator on a car after watching a video a couple of times following the instructions. Yeah, I was a couple of years. I needed to fix something or get something, going, and I researched it on YouTube, and it came up. Absolutely amazing. Stephen Tutty. So let's put that on the screen. Let's put that on the screen. Okay, good comment, that one. Stephen Tutty, good evening, Ed. What's your opinion of the Eurovision Song Contest? I think it takes the mickey nowadays. I mean, there's some good acts and it's good fun and it's Eurovision and the people are all, a lot of glamorous people that are lovely ladies and skimpy clothes and it's good fun. It's a good show and all that. But I thought it was taking a mickey a few years ago when I watched one of the Eurovision Song Contests. And at the end of it, it was won by a bearded woman. I thought, that's it, never again. Load of crap. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to talk about something in a minute. Okay, I'm going to talk about something in a minute. Okay, so in the news. Okay, so in the news. Okay. I mean, Rishi Sunak, okay, our Prime Minister, he wasn't voted by the public. He was voted by his party. I mean, they rejected him, first of all, in favour of Liz Truss, who they didn't trust in the long run. And Rishi Wishy-Washy is now our Prime Minister in these troubled times. And he wasn't voted for by the public. but he's been around, and you know, and over the course of the weekend, I see some reports that people are starting to warm to Rishi Sunak. People are starting to think, you know, that he's the man for the job. He's the man to bring Britain out of the pits, out of the doldrums. But then today, I see, like, you know, he's under investigation for, you know, this, that, and the other, and oh my God! And I think, here we go again. And this is basically the gist of it. This is basically the gist of this one. I mean, don't want to talk too much about politics because it gets a bit of a boring subject. But when I actually quite like Richie. I actually quite like him. I think he's probably, in terms of economics, and what he's done is we thought he's sincere about, you know, he's going to do things about the boat people and all this kind of stuff. But I kind of like him. But and I was kind of uplifted. This, you know, they're starting to warm to Rishi. But then I heard this today, he's under investigation. And as soon as I heard that, I thought, oh, no, not again, not again. And this is where I'm coming from, basically. Are you fed up at the revolving door of number 10? I mean, this is the problem, you see. Number 10 Downing Street, where the Prime Minister lives, has had a bloody revolving door over the last you know, so many years, and it's not doing this country any good whatsoever. I mean, if you were after the perfect prime minister, you'll never get him. You'll never get him. You know, he was without sin. Let him cast the first stone. None of them are perfect. They've all got skeletons in the closet. I mean, the important thing is we need. I'll do this again. That's supposed to be revolving door, not revolving revolving door. Okay, let's see. Let's edit that. Let's edit that. Okay, I'm gonna edit that one. I'm gonna edit that one and do it again. Okay, I'm gonna edit that. Are you fed up of the? Are you fed up? Okay, edit. There you go. That's it. Okay. Are you fed up? Okay. There you go. That's what it's supposed to be. There you go. You're fed. Bollocks! Oh, bollocks! You know what it's supposed to be. Are you fed up with the revolver? Revolver. Let's do this again. Okay. Last chance. It won't do it. This is StreamYard's fault. This is StreamYard's fault. See, are you fed up with the revolving door of number 10? I am, because the thing is, it's not doing the country anymore any good. I mean, it's just not doing the country any good. You need a reliable. You don't look for a perfect prime minister. Look for a reliable one who's actually good on the economy and is going to bring the bloody country, to the doldrums. David Coleman, the women too expensive in Bali. I think you do watch your videos on there. John Key got robbed and pepper sprayed in Bali. I guess you can have bad looks anyway. The traffic puts me off going back as much as anything. Make Thailand traffic look like a walk in the park. Okay. McLaren F1 in Philippines, if a husband finds out you've been boning his wife and he acts in an extreme way, i.e., kills the other guy, they go to court, admit murder, but they say they went mental and they get off. Okay. Yeah, Bart Simpson. Carter was my introduction to all this, and then Dead for Anger, and it went from there. Yeah, I watched Dead for Anger as well. He got very, very disillusioned with YouTube. I think a lot of people get a bit disillusioned with YouTube. To be fair, I mean, a lot of people think that it's Stairway to the Stars and whatever, and people get disillusioned. I think one of the things that disillusions a lot of people with YouTube is the fact that they're so strict about what you can show and what you can say and this kind of stuff. But anyway, Jeff Jeff Pot 66, Eurovision Song Contest is the biggest load of bollocks. Well, what was that? What was that? Mister, I've got hundreds of 15-year-old girl Facebook friends. Bye from May. I'm not sure what that comment's all about, mate. Paul Hoskin, I've never had a bad experience on holiday. Would count yourself bloody lucky, mate. Ed Ventures, pretty with self a PM and my misters, okay. David Mayer, best in the leader for life, okay. What is that what you have in Canada? Is he a leader for life? We still have elections there or something. Yeah, you know. John Daly, I'm just fed up with these politics. My break time is over. We've got to get back welding until 6 in the morning. Well, good for you anyway. Up to workers anyway. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Nice to hear from you. There you go. Here's a comment here. That's very, very nice. Chocolate. But Kleiner Fundraise. What the hell does Sunak's billionaire wife want shares in the childcare business scheme? FF, you know, these people are corrupt. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. If I was a billionaire, I'd be buying big houses like I say on YouTube and then doing not a great deal of work. You know what I mean? John Daly, they're the ones that gave themselves an 11% pay rise. Okay. London Cab, Thailand, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Well, Trevor. Yeah, what's this? What's this here? Tinks, just tuned in. Did I miss much? I still have the booze. Your father seems to have a few more stress marks. Yeah, my father does have yeah. Oh, I'm getting on a bit. I'm getting on a bit. I'm nearly 61. Paul Hoskins, there's so many things you can't talk about. And David Coleman. Yeah, okay. David Coleman saying to Paul Hoskins, you can't talk about stuff in Thailand. Okay. Matthew Cartwright, would anyone else bone Sunak's wife to keep the migrants out? Well, it was really that simple. Huh? Paul Hoskins, I discovered Thailand in the 90s. Okay. Sean Young, Eddie, the junior pals used to mine cars outside Anfield and Goodson when you were kids. No, I don't really come from that area. Are you somebody was? I don't know. I had an impersonator even back then. I must have an impersonator then. Let's see. So, are you fed up with the revolving door of politics? Who have we had in the last 10 years? Cameron was the most underrated prime minister. I thought he was good. I was kind of gutted. But when he threw in the towel, because I thought he was good, not perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. But then we got Boris, didn't we? And Boris was, you know, and no, we didn't get Boris. We got Theresa May. It was the most. Heart wasn't in it. She was a prime minister who liked taking 3-week holidays. I mean, you know, some people have never taken a 3-week holiday in their life. You don't do it when you're bloody prime minister, do you? I mean, you know, I don't think her heart was really in it. And then we got Boris and. Then he got ousted, and we get lovely Liz, who lasted 5 minutes, and now we got Rishi, and I think Rishi. It just seems to me that he knows what the economy is all about. He's not perfect, but he knows what the economy is all about more than the others. And let's get the economy moving. I'd put my money on Rishi to get the economy moving again. And what's his name? Jeremy Hunt. You've got to be careful when you say that name. You know, but all of this, all the investigation, it's all Jesus Christ. It's not good for the country if we've got a revolving door and it's a different bloody prime minister every year or every week. It's not good for the country. Let me see. Mr. Not paying attention to your earlier comments about Facebook friends. Not quite with you, mate. Not quite with you, mate. Paul Lasker, I discovered Thailand in the 90s. Good for you, mate. Okay, so anyway, where am I now? Yeah, Gemini star Paul Hoskins is a veteran monger. Let that be known. He's the Marlon Brando of mongering. I mean, Paul Hoskins can, yeah, make the girls an offer they can't refuse. Absolutely, good for Paul Hoskins. Yeah, who's this? David Coleman. Yeah, I'm going to put that on the screen. I'm going to put that on the screen. David Coleman appreciates my travels outside of Thailand. David Coleman, Eddie, the best place you went on a summer trip was Dracula's Castle. Yeah. I don't know if I went to Dracula's Castle, fly the Bram Castle in Brasov, Transylvania, and I loved. I mean, I loved Transylvania. I mean, that was really, really, really nice places. You have Brasov, lovely town. Sibiu, also a lovely town. Dracula's Castle, yeah, absolutely. Nice of you to say so. Anyway. Okay, here we go. Sean Harris, Ken Dodd or Stan? Sean Harris, Ken Dodd or Stan Boardman? I'm not really a fan of, well, at least they're not John Bishop. Ken Dodd is a legendary comedian. I think he's a bit before my time. Some people have the highest praise of Ken Dodd and his did. He's a classic. I mean, he's a classic old musical comic. So good luck to Ken Dodd and Stan Boardman. Stan Boardman's he's a good Liverpool comic. He's a good Liverpool. I wouldn't go out of my way to see him personally. Not really. I wouldn't really go out of my way to see Stan Boardman. I wouldn't say either of them. I prefer Bernard Manning or Chubby Brown personally. Let's see. Gemini star Teresa May with a walking zombie. Adventures around the world, okay? Adventures around the world. Rishi could be a grower, slow to start, but rises to the occasion. Let's say, give him a chance. I would now vote to give Rishi a chance. I'd give him a chance. Okay, he's not perfect, and they're trying to dig up some financial mismanagement or whatever the hell it is. But I'd say give him a chance. Because the thing is, this country needs a reliable prime minister, someone who's going to wear it. The thing is, if you've got a revolving bloody door on number 10 Downing Street, you're never going to get anywhere. It's not good for the country. We need to find someone who knows what he's doing, is reliable, and let him get on with it. But Clan F1 race, who's next in Downing Street? There's a year before that. Okay. David Eyes may look like from David Coleman's comment. Thank you for going to Dracula's Castle, which I suggest you go to. The video was ace. Okay, thank you. For those who haven't seen it, David Eyes made from David Coleman's comment. Thank you for going to Dracula's Castle, which I suggest you go to. The video was ace. Okay, thank you, mate. It's there on my list if anyone's interested. Cheers. Tom Streeter, the Romania vlogs are the best you've done, Ed. So interested. Well, thank you. How about another visit to Romania? Okay, could be on the cards. You never know. That's very kind of you to say so. Sean Young agreed. Okay. Roy Chubby Brown, yeah, absolutely. London Cab Thailand. Jimmy Tarbuck was very funny. I didn't like him. I didn't bloody like Jimmy Tarbuck. Sandra says Stan Boardman. She likes Stan Boardman. Good for you. Anyway, Stan Boardman. He was good, but Jimmy Tarbuck. I mean, what did somebody say about Jimmy Tarbuck? He was the man who I think it was Bernard Mann who said it about him. He's the man who got his jokes from sorry, he was the man who got his haircut from the Beatles and his jokes from everybody else. I never found him funny. David Coleman, Eddie needs to do more of that historical stuff. I like the historical stuff. I like a bit more of it. Matthew Cartwright. I mean, how about the pyramids? I've never actually been to the pyramids in Egypt. I went to the Acropolis in Athens, and but they're not big hitters, those videos. I mean, you know, not a lot of people. I mean, some people like them a lot, and some people are just not interested in that sort of stuff. So we'll have to see what happens. Matthew Carter likes Bernard Manning. Sandra says, what has Rishi achieved here? Talks a lot, but no results. What can I think of? Still did a Sam again. Absolutely. How long's Rishi been in power? Is it 6 months, something like that? Is it something like 6 months? You know, it's a difficult time now. You're recovering from the pandemic and all the other stuff, and there's a lot of problems in the world going on. Really, you know, 6 months. Give him time. You know, I think I would vote to give him time. I really would. You know, just 6 months. He's not going to perform miracles. Gemini Star likes Bernard Manning too. Okay. Paul Austin had a big skin of Pattaya show on Ace Ventura. I'm sure you go to Pattaya to see Jim Carrey, mate. I'm sure you do. Okay. Michael Genius. Even as he booked 5 weeks in Rhodes, can't wait, found great accommodation with breakfast for 50 quid a night. Have you been to? Yeah, it's absolutely lovely. I've been in the Greek islands. I've been Rhodes and Crete. I didn't make that many videos of Rhodes. I think if you go deep down on my main channel, you will see a video on you know, Greece, which was filmed in Rhodes, Lindos, the Acropolis in Lindos or something like that. But you know, Rhodes is absolutely lovely place, beautiful place, definitely. You'd love it. Some beautiful beaches there as well. So yeah, good for you, mate. Good for you. You know, I'm envious. I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind going there again. Yeah, McLaren F1. Yeah, but who's this? Clive. Benny went to San Matty. Okay, in case you don't know, Bernie Winters, one half of the most awful comedy duo from the 1970s. Go check them out. You can see them on YouTube. Rusty, good morning, Eds. Congrats on staying strong. Okay, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Of course, he's in Thailand. It's about 5 a.m. there now. Yeah, Mister, give him time. Okay. Yeah, David Heisenberg, lookalike. Okay, until Nigel Farage gets in power, no one is any good. If Mr. Trump is in power at the same time, things will be done. Until then, nothing will be done. Nigel can go to Brexit or Reform Party again. Yeah, but it's the political system, isn't it, way it works? I mean, Nigel Farage has never been an MP. He never won, you know, a seat with when he was with UKIP, and he's never ever been a member of Parliament. And really, the only chance he would ever have, the way our system works, of becoming a prime minister, and he is, you know, he is powerful. He's very good speaker, and you know, his ideas don't suit everyone. But the only chance he'd ever get of being prime minister is if he was the leader of Labour or Conservative, because unfortunately that's the way it works in this country. Gemini Star, Richie Sunak is trying to improve the maths literacy. Yeah, that's true. I like this. I like, you know, I'll put that on the screen. I actually liked you know, I liked Richie's comment today that some people like you are no good at maths, and I was no bloody good at maths. I can add up, I can calculate, and, you know, stuff like that. But you know, the idea of, you know, algebra and all that, I was very good at English. You know, that was my strong point. I'm pretty good at art, but you know, but very good at English. But you know, maths, I wasn't interested in maths. I just, you know, I found it too frustrating. I mean, Rishi Sunak said that people who are no good at maths, like to dismiss it. They're no good at maths, but they take offence if anyone suggested that they can't read and write. Well, I'm very, very literate. I can read and write quite well. I've got enough qualifications to prove that. But maths, I never was particularly good at that. But yeah, maths is very, very important. I think really maths is linked in with science, isn't it? And maybe that's the way Rishi wants to take education. Because one of the problems with our education system is, in recent times, you've had kids going to university to do media studies and arts and all this kind of stuff, and sociology and all this kind of stuff, which is not really that good for the economy. He wants people to be educated in terms of what's going to benefit the economy. So good for him anyway. Let's see. In Thailand, I die. When did you start a YouTube channel? Were you into photography, etc.? 45,000 subs is very good considering you don't use other social media outlets like TikTok, Instagram, like all the. I don't know. I've never used other social media to get my channel on. What year are we in now? I started my YouTube channel about 6 years ago, but the first year it was kind of lost because I was doing things like writing poems and making videos of them, which a lot of people simply weren't interested. It was only a year or so later that I started making videos about my travels, and that's when it started moving. Yeah, about 6 years ago, really. It takes a while, but really, I mean, as someone who likes to make travel videos, when you're not traveling, it's not easy, you know what I mean? But photography, I've just learned as I've gone along. I'm not a wizard with photography, not by any means. Let me see. Okay, where are we now? Okay, let's go on. So what do we think? Would we like Rishi to stay or go? I'd like him to stay because I'm just fed up with the revolving door at number 10. The revolving door, changing your prime minister, and outing them all the time. It's not good for the country. It really, really isn't. It really, really isn't. I think this country works best when we've got the right person for the job and the right competent person for the job, and we can keep him or her for a very, very long time. That's when this country works best. So I vote for Rishi to stay. Let's see. Matthew Cartwright, back on form, mate. Cheers. It was that Bart Simpson from Rhodes, do the Simeon Island trip. You can also do Kos and Turkey day trip. I actually was in Turkey and then I went to Rhodes and stayed there for a few weeks. Beautiful. Rhodes is beautiful. Lovely. Alan Hunter. Alan Hunter, Ken Dodd would have been good at number 10. He would have got his teeth right into sorting the country out. Yeah, absolutely. He would have been good on the economy, but wouldn't he, Ken Dodd? When he was done for when he was up in court, charged with tax, evasion. Some of the jokes that came out. What was one there that I liked? Why does a 50 pence have 7 sides? It's so that the taxman can prize him out of Ken Dodd's fist with the spanner. Apparently, where he lived, he had big wads of cash lying all around his home, and whatever. He was a funny man, though, very funny man. Matthew Cartwright, I will vote for anyone that promises to get rid of the dingy people and replace them with Thai girls. Okay, fair enough. Okay, Mazza, let's see. Where's Mazza there? Mazza, Eddie, my ex, I'll put this one on the screen. Put this one on the screen, okay? Sip of cocoa, first of all. Yummy. Okay. Mazza, Eddie, my ex-missus has just contacted me out of the blue. What do I do? Get rid of her. And don't accept it. Remember the reasons you got rid of her before? She hasn't changed. People don't change. Don't let her come knocking on your door and saying to you, listen, Mazza, you know the way I used to be at SWAT? Well, I'm not like that anymore. She is. She's still at SWAT. People with SWAT 10 years ago, 20 years, they're still SWAT, okay? She's still one. Get rid of her. She hasn't changed. If she caused you problems in the past, she'll still cause you problems. So get rid of her. Anyway, let's see. Michael Janaeus, my heritage is from Semi, 100% bar. Thanks doing cars, 5 days as well. Okay. Let me see now. Michael Janaeus, my heritage is from Semi, 100%. Bad things to cars 5 days as well. Okay, Greece is what I'll tell you what. What I know about Greece, and I know Turkey a lot better because I spent a lot of time in Turkey. But Greece, I've been to Rhodes, Crete, Athens. They're the place I've been to in Greece. And honestly, you know, if money was no object and you can buy yourself the most beautiful house and the most beautiful yacht, you could do far west and choose the Greek islands. It's a fabulous place. Absolutely. Yeah, go to Rhodes. You might see me there as well. Lovely place. Let me see. McLaren F1 race. Yeah, funny, he's the first one to mention the opposition. All I can see is Starmer, the supply teacher, looking like getting in. I don't think. I know some of the polls. The polls mean jack shit. They mean jack shit. I mean, how many times have Labour been ahead in the polls? And what it is, silent Conservative voters come out on the day and they actually vote. A lot of people who say that, you know, they'll vote Labour and push Labour in polls, they're often people who don't bother bloody voting on the day. These silent Conservative, I don't know why there is this silent Conservative voter, and I think they probably tend to be older people. Really, they're ones who don't figure in the polls. Maybe because it's not really trendy to say that you vote Conservative. I mean, you think about it. How many people do you meet who said that they like Margaret Thatcher? I mean, I don't know anyone who says they like, but I know lots of people who said they absolutely hated her. The fact is, she won 3 elections. I think a couple of them with a landslide. You know, so because Labour is ahead in the polls, who cares? Who cares? The silent Conservative voters will come out on the day of the election and show Labour who's boss. And as for Starmer, he's not a commanding personality, is he? I don't even think bloody Labour people, real Labour people, want Starmer in number 10. I really, you know, he's just not I don't think anyone has actually got any enthusiasm. His biggest achievement was when the Conservatives were struggling to find a leader. They got Liz Truss in there. Boris was caught, you know, lying and all this kind of stuff. He was on his way out, and all of a sudden, Starmer seeing a little bit of a rise in the polls, and that was his biggest achievement up to now. Seeing a little bit of a rise in the polls, and I think I seen an interview where he's actually talking about when he's in number 10 Downing Street. Yeah, okay. Don't jump the gun, mate. Don't jump the gun. Let's get behind Rishi. Rishi's all right. He's not perfect, but let's get behind. Let's get the country sorted out. Paul Hoskin, if I was a chancellor, I would give all mongers free holidays to Thailand. I'm sure you would. That's very, very generous of you. Okay. David Coleman, they should only teach. What is that? Okay, that was in 3 hours, wasn't it? David Coleman, they should only teach reading, writing, and arithmetic in school. Not all this political correctness. Okay, I used to wonder about that one. You know, the person who came up with the idea of the 3 R's. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. I think somebody should have taught that soft bastard how to spell properly. You know what I mean? 3 R's, my ass. And things. Well, yeah, Ting says, Eddie, do you know how much money you saved since you went off the booze? That'll be a video in itself. Well, I'll tell you what I have noticed. When I go shopping now, my shopping list is halved. It really, really has halved. It really, I've shopped at Lidl's and Aldi and a little tiny bit at the co-op. I'm probably spending half as much money in the supermarket as I did before. And the funny thing is that when I'm in a supermarket, I can pass the shelves of beer and wine and spirits and all that. And I don't even give them a second glance. I don't feel tempted. No, yeah, but I am saving a lot of money. Sean Harris, Ed, are you any good in pub quizzes? Ed, Sean Harris, Ed, are you any good in pub quizzes? Well, I've never actually gone in for a pub quiz, but I do remember, one night I was in a strange town one night, and I was gagging for a beer. And on this dark night, I went into a pub, and it just turned out in this pub they were doing a pub quiz. Oh, no, actually, it was a pop quiz. It was actually pop music questions. Okay, and I went in there a stranger, and all these people there were doing this quiz, and I won it. I won the quiz. And all these locals must be thinking, "Who's the bastard come out of nowhere? Cheeky bastard! He's come out of nowhere and he's won the quiz." Okay, whatever. Yeah, Matthew, I'll vote for anybody who took 40 quid rather than gamble with the speedboats on bullseye. Okay, Mister Mass Shooter, No, I Massive, no, it's a bit of a sensitive subject that to talk about that, mate. Tandra, yeah, put Tandra on the screen there. Let's see. Let me see, Tandra. Okay, Tandra, I agree to changing the maths literacy I've never used. I've never used trigonometry, algebra, binary, etc. I've never used any of that. I think really one of the things that they need to teach. Children in school is not just maths, but also how to be disciplined with money. Because some of the most intelligent people that I've ever met in my life, some people have had good jobs and whatever, and often people who are really dumb. They mismanage money. They peddle the money up against the wall. They don't. I've even met adults who say that they can't save money. I mean, how can an adult not be able to save money? I've met adults who say they've never ever been on holiday because they can't save money. They just squander the money week to week. That's what needs to be taught in schools, really. You have to be disciplined with money. Yeah, quite right, sir, Sandra. I've never used any of those things either. David Coleman, yeah, how much money are you saving not drinking? Well, it's early days yet, so I haven't really calculated just yet. But like I say, my my shopping list is halved in price. Mark USA, Cambodia girl poem. Yeah, that was one of my early videos, and later it just gained ground and people started to watch it. Yeah, you're quite right there, mate. Let me see. David Heisenberg, David Heisenberg. Okay, where are you? Nigel got Brexit with his 20+ year in the European Parliament. But the Cons, Conservatives, mucked it up and keeping the ECHR, and the Cons did sort over Brexit. Cons just finished Brexit. Yeah, it's that European Court of Human Rights stuff that's stopping us from deporting all these people. Now, Towns, Rishi to stay for hours there. There's no one else. Absolutely. I mean, I can't see anyone else on the horizon. Can you see a really intelligent leader who's likely to be really, really great with the economy out there? I can't. Give Rishi a chance. That's what I say. It sounds like a song that all you're saying is give Rishi a chance. I'd give him a chance. Let's see. Okay. Paul Hoskin, live stream by the bar girls is spoiling it. Are they still doing that? I mean, that was going on when all the bars were closed in Thailand. you know, all those, you know, those girls in bikinis in all of those bars and around Thailand, and they were doing the live streams, and people were sending them donations and all of that. I mean, the thing is, I'd switch on one of those things, and I'd watch about 30 seconds, and then get bored and just switch it off. London Cab, Thailand. We need stability. Stay, yeah. We need stability. We need to get our act together. David Coleman, number 10, always as a house cat. Some of them have been so famous, so funny. Yeah, Larry the cat. Yeah, Larry the cat. They must have bloody mice in number 10, because I've heard Larry. I've heard Larry referred to as the chief mouser. So did he have mice in number 10, Duty? I wouldn't bloody like that. I wouldn't want to live anywhere where they have bloody mice. I wouldn't want to. I mean, there's a plague of mice and rats throughout London. I know that. Mark, you say the best prediction of future behavior is behavior. Absolutely. David Coleman, if Labour, if Labour gets, he's in Toronto, David. David Coleman, if Labour gets in, the UK is really finished. They don't even know what a woman is. Oh no! Well, I'd like to talk about that. You know, what is a woman? Oh, well, bloody, it's bizarre. You couldn't make this up. You just couldn't make this up. I know exactly what you mean, mate. Let me see. Okay. Mark Hollig. Let's see. Okay, speaking of Greece, I loved your video, the Acropolis. Yeah, I like doing that one. I had to take that down for the reason it's too complicated to explain. But yeah, I enjoy doing that, and I'd love to do more historical stuff. Not everyone's interested in that sort of stuff, but I enjoyed it, and it's another one. It's another one to say. If you've never seen my video with the Acropolis, go check it out. Thanks for that anyway, Mark. Mark, you say, I'll trade the UK Trump for the Sunday roast and some chips. He might need to leave the country quickly or soon anyway. Okay. Michael Gianneas, I'm there and to do that. You'd love to meet you buying a few Uzos in Rhodes. Okay, that sounds great. That sounds great. Well, Greece is wonderful. Greece is wonderful. Absolutely. I will. It will be on the menu for me sooner or later anyway. Again. Let me see. Okay, Mazza. Okay, cheers. I won't put on the screen where you put me. Cheers anyway. Okay, so Michael Gianneas. Rishi is the best of the bunch. I agree. As he keeps Rishi, yeah, absolutely. I'm starting to like Rishi. I'm starting to like him. People were warming to Rishi. He was starting to go up in the polls over the weekend, and all of a sudden, you know, Rishi's under investigation. Oh my God Almighty! We need a reliable leader. Eason man, I put Eason man. You know, has some great information. I'll put his comment on the screen. Eason man, Labour can't win the election, but the Tories can lose it. I've been doing a great job doing just that. Yeah, absolutely. They had a lot of Lenardi, didn't they? You know, before Rishi. Paul Hoskins, do you stay up all night after the election waiting for results? It's supposed to come in? Not anymore. Not anymore. I used to in the olden days, but not anymore. You know. David Heisenberg. Yeah. I'll do this one. Put this on because someone else did say this. Tom Streeter, well, you've been doing a breakdown of how much you spent whilst away in Thailand. I plan to do a video like that, but I did a video like that last year. So it was a similar amount, a similar time, 4 months. I did a video like that last year, and I don't think a lot has really changed since then. So still not sure yet. Easterman says you need to teach maths if you want to turn out any engineers. Yeah, absolutely, very true. David Eisenberg, the money you saved on beers will pay for a long holiday in Thailand or somewhere. Oh yeah, I mean, if you don't drink and you don't smoke, and I've never smoked, if you don't do any of that, you do save a lot of money. Absolutely, no question about it. We'll take that off the screen anyway. So yeah, I want Rishi to say. I'm starting to like Rishi. I'm starting to like Rishi. Who's there? The phones, okay. Are you streaming on 33 modem? In case you don't know, my internet went down the Swanee River a few weeks ago, but I'm keeping these goals because this is my second channel, and it's not the main channel. And full credit to guys who are still watching this, even though the internet's pretty crap. But I am getting a new system, a new internet system. It's coming in a couple of weeks' time. Anyway. Fred Mays, never seen more rats than when I was in Da Nang. Buggers are everywhere. Yeah, they are in Vietnam's terrible for them. Bloody awful for them. There's some bars in Vietnam that I've been on. There's lovely girls behind the bars, and there's rats running around behind the bars, and they just think nothing of them. The girls, they think they're not frightened of them at all. They just, oh, Jesus Christ. David Eisenberg. David Eisenberg. Let's see that on the screen. Question: two of the places you could try is one Frankenstein's Castle or visit Genghis Castle. I don't know what either of those places are. Frankenstein was a fictional character. Well, Dracula was a fictional character, but he was based on somebody who actually lived. Frankenstein's Castle. Where does Frankenstein's Castle? Never heard of that. Genghis Khan's place. Not so sure about that one either. I know Genghis Khan was a real person. John Daly, I liked it, especially when you said, "Where is the Acropolis?" And then it was just over your shoulder. Okay, fair enough. Oh yeah. Whatever. This is where putting on the screen. Tick transgender prime minister next. Tick the box, not the fanny. Okay. Oh my God, it's getting a bit smutty here, isn't it? Daniel, where? When you're going back to Thailand, will you be not having a cold beer? Oh well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I mean, right now I'm off the beer, I'm off all of the alcohol, and I feel good for it. But in a hot climate, when you're down at the beach, and I'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. Mark USA, the white rats in Saigon are insane. I've been chased out of a bathroom by one. I really see you do see. That's one thing that Southeast Asia needs to control. They need to control all of that. It's not very nice. There's some place like in Cambodia, you can be sitting at a bloody pavement cafe at night time, having something to eat, and the bloody rats are running underneath you. It's not very nice. See, the thing is, Michael Janaeus mentioned Greece, and also Greece and Turkey as well. I spent a lot of time in the Fethiye region of Turkey. You never ever see them there. You just do not see rats or mice. All the time I spent in Turkey and on my visit to the Greek islands, you never ever see them there. You just don't see them. I mean, what you do see is lots of cats. You see lovely cats there, but you never ever see mice or rats in those countries. Paul Hoskin, yeah, I'm going to put that on the screen. I'm not going to repeat what he said. He's going to put it on the screen. Okay. There you go. I'll put that on the screen. So anyone, Matthew Cartwright, everyone wants to punish the Tories for being used, but we end up getting Labour. I can't see Labour being in power. Remember the last time, the only bloody Labour leader who's actually won elections was Tony Blair. I mean, since the 1970s, you know what I mean? He's the only one who actually won elections. I mean, So yeah, I can't see Labour getting in anytime soon. I really, really can't. Let's have a little look at what else. What else we got? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, now let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. I'm gonna let's talk about this. Before I go, we've been on for nearly 1.5 hours now. So what the hell? Get that comment off the screen. Get that comment off the screen. Okay, there you go. Someone said, have you been to Cyprus? No, never made it there. Never actually made it there. I've heard that it's nice. Okay, let's see. So here we go. Gonna create a banner, okay? Let me see. Delete those ones. Delete those ones, okay? And create a banner. Okay, okay. What was the phrase? What was the phrase? I can't believe you remember what I was going to put on there now. What was the phrase that guy used? Yeah. I think I can remember his phrase. I think I remember the phrase. Okay, but anyway, SpaceX today was due to launch this marvelous rocket. I mean, Elon Musk is the chief of SpaceX, and and obviously whatever his motives are, he's making an effort to try and find life on other planets or try and colonize other countries. So not other countries, I mean other planets. And for the phrase that he used, what was it again? Yeah. Okay. Now this is Elon Musk used a phrase. I've heard him use it a couple of times, and it was about he wants the human race to be. And what a nice phrase this is. He wants the human race to be a multi-planet species. In other words, something nasty is going to happen to the Earth in millions of times. The sun's going to get too big and it's going to blow us all to smithereens. So we need to find other planets, and this is Elon Musk. Let's get this out the way. There you go. There you go. Let's get this on the screen. Should the human race be a multi-planet species? Okay. I mean, Elon Musk, he's putting heart and soul into it. He wants us all to go. Well, he wants people to go to Mars and live on Mars. Now, the question easily could be: would you want to live on Mars? Would it be good? I mean, I mean, could you wake up day after day and see this, this red planet with limited life, and everything is very, very clinical. The lifestyle is all very, very science fiction. But could you wake up day after day and think, I'm glad to be here? I don't think I could. Sooner or later, I'd want a beach. I'd want a bit of nightlife. So anyway. Okay. Billy Boss, where do you stay in Turkey and where do you recommend visiting? Well, Oladenez and the Fethiye is a beautiful place, beautiful, really, really beautiful place. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Mark USA, as an American, I don't have much to contribute to the UK PM discussion, but from casual TV, that Tony Blair seemed pretty good. No, he won. Tony Blair won 3 elections. He won 3 elections in Britain, and yet you never meet anyone else who liked him. Crazy. We're crazy in Britain. We don't pat people on the back for bloody doing well. So anyway, so this is a question that does relate to this, America, beyond Britain. So let's see. Paul Hoskin, Paul Hoskin, I'd go whatever the bar girls are. Okay. But Matthew Carter, yes, we can send the dinghy people up there. Okay. McLaren F1 race depends how shaggable the aliens are. Oh, okay. And how much they'll scam us. Okay, fair enough. David Heisenberg, look like still got the t-shirt from Dracula Castle. Yeah, I have. Yeah, and I wear it. Why not wear it? Or is that I can't remember what it was? I know it was a horror theme, like I may. I often do wear it, but it's underneath. It's under. I will wear it one of these nights. Yeah, Elon is an interplanetary monger. He's very, very intelligent. I was looking at his life history, and it's pretty amazing. But I mean, is it all a pipe dream? He's putting all this effort, and he wants us to. It would be amazing for Elon himself to actually, get himself a place on Mars, because he could probably afford it. I mean, the rest of us ordinary people, could never ever afford to do that. You probably have to be a billionaire to get a bloody place on one of his spaceships and go there. Yeah. Rusty, the price of short time on Mars will put me off. Okay. Matthew Cartwright doesn't mind a bit of Carol Vorderman. But as for the human race, to be a multi-planet species, and us ordinary people will never ever see this in our lifetime. In fact, our offspring, children, grandchildren, great-children probably won't see it in their lifetime. I mean, the idea of us going to Mars and actually doing something up there, there is enough space on planet Earth to take care of people. But what Elon's saying is planet Earth will be wiped out eventually, and we'll need to find other planets. But would you want to wake up on see images of Mars and I mean, you've got deserts. I mean, you've got bloody deserts on this planet that nobody ever wants to go to. You've got a few tribes living out there, and even they probably don't want to be there. They'd rather be in the Western world. So what is the idea? Is the effort going to Mars? Is it really all worth it? Yeah, Sergio, I could do 6 months working in Mars and 6 in a condo in Pattaya. Well, that sounds good. That sounds good. And of course, in Mars, there wouldn't be many distractions, so you can get on with work. David Eisenberg, do not forget the thumbs up for Eddie. Oh, please. Okay, thumbs up, everyone. Cheers. Thanks for that, David. Matthew Carres, how much to Bastard Bishop over Rusty Lee? Okay. Paul Hoskin, I'm going to put his comment on the screen again. Some people only think of the one thing, don't they? Paul Hoskin, I don't mind what the alien looks like as long as it's tight. Okay, fair enough. Gemini Star, okay. Gemini Star. The nearest planet to Earth is Mercury, which is light years away. Okay, I mean it's okay. Yeah, even the richest man in the world thinking, we can go to Mars and we should be a multi-planet species. The human race should be a multi-planet species. We've already got a planet. We've got vast amounts of space on planet Earth which nobody really uses. Yeah, so what do we need other planets for? Yeah, what's that? Yeah, missed it. Mars claiming poster sign. Okay. Lester Bangs. Multi-planet species won't work. The Albanians will take over everything. Okay, fair enough. I mean, the thing is, what if like, I mean, if we did actually meet life on other planets, and they were all like the kind of people that you didn't want to know, and imagine if you went to another planet and there was life on the other planet, and they were all bloody scousers. I mean, you can stay there, mate. Wouldn't you say that? I mean, I could easily say all ethnic minorities, but that would get me into trouble, it would. London Cab, Thailand. He is from another planet anyway. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Mazza, who's Rusty Lee? Matthew Cartwright, don't search him. Yeah, I know what you mean. McLaren F1 race. I bet Starbucks will be the first business on Mars. Wouldn't surprise me. Didn't the Woody Allen movie Sleeper? In the days when Woody Allen was funny, didn't he make a comedy called Sleeper? And I didn't he go to another planet and there was a McDonald's there or something like that. Singapore Dan, aliens will look those in the movie called They. Okay, fair enough. And one of the things, if ever you remember Close Encounters of the First Kind, I think one of the big flaws in that movie, apart from the fact that Spielberg didn't tell the story right, and he didn't tell the story right, was that when the aliens do finally show themselves, they create all this wonderful technology. And when the aliens do finally show themselves at the end of the movie, they look far too primitive. They look far too primitive to be able to create all this amazing technology. David Eisenberg, Genghis Khan is Mongolia, Frankenstein, not sure, but somewhere Germanish. Dracula's based on Vlad Impaler. It sounds slightly different. It's like Dracula. Okay. I don't really believe Frankenstein's castle actually exists because I don't think he exists. But Genghis Khan, Mongolia, okay, fair enough. Rusty Lead, that's a good comment. That's a good comment for Rusty Lead, who's still in Thailand. Nice to hear from you, mate. Rusty Lead, probably be cheaper and easier to just save the planet we're already on. Yeah, that's it. Let's get this planet sorted out first of all. Before we go to, I mean, if Elon's got the money, I mean, he wants to go to Mars and wants to, all that kind of stuff, and take billionaires with him. Then that's fine. But I mean, it's still like a bit of a pipe dream. The idea of billionaires. It's not enough to be a billionaire to send spaceships to Mars and colonize other planets. You need to be a billionaire, whatever the hell that is. Look what's happened to Richard Branson. I mean, Richard Branson was doing so well, but his exploration in space has never really come to anything. And I think it's never really come to anything, has it? Yeah, David Coleman, space exploration is very important and should be done. Okay, fair enough. Master, I've also played Pasta Purple Pasta over Naughty Thoughts of Carol Vorderman. Paul Hoskin, I'm going to put this on the screen for a reason. Paul Hoskin, do you think aliens on Earth right now? Do you know what, Paul? That is the least smuttiest comment you've ever made. Do you think aliens on the Earth right now? They're coming over in bloody dinghies, mate, across the channel. Mark USA, what about the planets? Build a big wall and don't let us in. Yeah, we expect anything. Bottle Baby, the crew of the commercial space tug, and now someone's looking for new hires. Matthew Carr, we would have interstellar space where we didn't have to pay for the dinghy people. Fair, okay, fair comment. Okay, anyway, so I've been on for an hour and 37 minutes now. David Coleman, he's with Elon Musk on this one. He's on Elon Musk with this one. David Coleman, we must be a multi-planet species, 100%. Why can't people understand this? Okay, I've never heard that phrase until Elon Musk said this. A multi-planet species. That really does sound like science fiction, doesn't it? I think it's ambitious, but well, if he's got the money to be ambitious, good for him. David Eisenberg, a lot of people think we're the only place in the galaxy universe. I'm sure there's tons of life out there in in the galaxy or the universe, but I don't think any of us will ever live to see it. Okay. Richard O, Ed, would you think about doing a weekend stream soon? Well, I'll tell you what, I've done all right, like to keep this going with my lousy internet. I'd like to, I will do a weekend stream, maybe on the other channel. We'll see what happens anyway. But I need to get my bigger, better, and brighter internet festival, and that's coming in a couple of weeks' time. But thanks for the suggestion, anyway. Okay, so. Okay, yeah, he's talking my language now. He's talking about. My language. I remember being a teenager watching the Hammer House of Horror films on Channel 4 on a Friday night and waiting for a flash of tit or a fanny for a cheap thrill. Oh, and I thought it was just me. Okay. The Vampire Lovers with Ingrid Pitt and Madeline Smith. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so anyway, I'll get rid of that off the screen. A multi-planet species. I've got a feeling that we'll hear more about that in the future. I'm going to end this one now because we've been on for an hour and 40 minutes anyway. So I'll be back tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Hopefully the internet will be, behaving itself anyway. So thanks for coming along tonight, guys. Have a lovely evening, a lovely day, or whatever you are in the world. And I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Okay. Cheers, guys. Thanks for coming along tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. There we go. Okay.